G'day, this is Captain Australia. Now, you can just see her behind me through the trees there. So that's a mountain called Gulaga by the local Yuin Nation. So Gulaga is, she is basically a spirit, a god. Gave birth to the Yuin Nation. It was a volcano 90 million years ago, erupted, spreading fertile soil across the Yuin Nation and giving life to, the people, its creatures, the plants and animal life and all of that. And sorry, this was taught to me by my friend, my teacher, Uncle Phil. So since I'm here in the shadow of Gulaga, I'm sorry you can't. You can kind of see her. It's a bit misty and cloudy there. You can kind of see her beyond those trees. But yeah, my teacher, Uncle Phil, he gave me a blessing as I passed through the Yuin Nation, and I was deeply touched by that. And now that I've come into the shade of the great mountain, Gulaga, I just wanted to acknowledge that and tell the story as I understand it. So, yeah, Gulaga gave birth to the Yuin Nation as a volcano 90 million years ago, and the people and the animals and the plants and all the rest were born from that. And I just think that's very, very lovely and great, and I feel extremely humbled and grateful to have been given that welcome and that blessing. So since I'm here and I got a little spot of reception, it seemed like a good time to talk about that. So Uncle Phil, I just wanted to thank you again. What a privilege to meet you. Jake asks where I am. I'm on my way into CABW. I think I'm about 20-something K from there, and my intention is to camp just a few K out and then roll through CABW in the morning and visit the school. Probably visit the school. G'day, glad all is going well. It's like an Aussie geography lesson, this massive walk of yours. Yes, the blessing was very lovely. Yeah, it was a private thing too. I would have loved to have shared it with you. So when Uncle Phil told me about the people, and I'm terrible with names, but I will never forget some of these names because there's a gravity to them. So he told me about the Yuin Nation, and there's these different mobs all the way down. So the Yuin Nation goes from, I think, back up near Ulladulla through into Victoria. And in it, there's a number of mobs, which are the local indigenous groups. And on behalf of them, Uncle Phil gave me a blessing, and he sang. So he sang in the words of his ancestors, a language that I couldn't understand, but I found both beautiful and moving. The blessings of, he spoke about this sea eagle, which is like one of the spirit ancestors that flies above and watches over. He spoke about I think it was his grandfather, who is now in the spirit of one of these little, I think he said it's called a kuri bird, because it makes a sound, kuri, like that. So it was just lovely. And when I was standing there and, holding his hand and listening to him sing, I just felt such a wave of gratitude. And never in my great darkness, the great pit that I fell into, could I have imagined that kind of, sweetness and kindness would be available to me. And it's coming at me from all angles, and especially more so here on the South Coast, The people are just plain bloody lovely. Anyway, I'm just a buffhead. What am I doing? I'm walking from Brisbane, which is that away, to Melbourne, which is that away. I'm in the shadow of the great mountain Gulaga, which is significant in Indigenous culture and to the Yuin Nation. And I just wanted to, so I acknowledge that, and I guess I say thank you to Gulaga. Thank you, because I mean these sites of cultural significance, I believe they're, still they're like sentient. They're watching. So I don't know what I believe in my life, but I find that to be a beautiful idea, and if it's correct, I want to show my gratitude and thanks, both to my teacher, Uncle Phil, to the Yuin Nation, and to Gulaga. So there you go. That's an old buffhead trying to show proper respect. proper respect to a deeply deserving culture and a friend. So I'm now on my way to CABW. Now, what I know of CABW is it was devastated by the bushfires. It was the most heavily hit community. Two people died, so lives were lost. And I imagine, just like these other places that I've visited, that invests within them a dignity and a kindness that is somehow, just more magnetic and beautiful. Because look at here, hey, you see what I'm getting, all the time. This tremendous kindness as I walk through the South Coast. I probably sound like a lunatic and I'm rambling and I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to talk true. And I guess that's the risk of talking true. You can sound like a fool. But I just want to say it. They will love you, says Denise. Well, I hope so. I'm sure I'm going to love them. So, trying to talk true and share what I'm feeling and experiencing. But it is. The South Coast has been creepy, in a good way creepy, like the kind, like the intensity of the kindness is unprecedented to me, and I love it, and it's wonderful. I can't begin to see a world where I actually deserve it, but I'm so grateful for it. South Coast rocks, says Michelle. There you go. That sums it up. Shut up, old man. Just go, hey, South Coast rocks. And it does, and it's gorgeous. I mean, check out this view. Hello. Look at that. It always looks better to my eye than in the camera. How's that Lay there? G'day, Lay, you lovely fella. I am sleeping in that sleeping bag you gave me, Lay. So I met Lay in Maria. Lovely, lovely man. And he's gone rambling before and he had some gear. And he gave me his old sleeping bag and some other stuff, which was just tremendously kind. But I'm deeply touched by that because it's gear that's seen country. It's seen hard use, Yes, I've got it in my kit at the moment. Comments. I used to live on the Central Coast, just north of Sydney. I moved down here because of the community and kindness and respect of everyone. It's like a different world. Yeah, well, Gulaga. Was I saying it wrong? I thought I was saying it right. Gulaga. Gulaga? If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. It takes me 3 times to learn just a basic human name like Fred. So, yeah, like Yuin Nation and the names of the different mobs, I'm terrible at it. Hello. Hey, mate, how you doing? Sorry, I'm just doing a bit of a stream. What's up? Cheers, mate. Yeah, so my name's Simon. What's your name? Don't get into a crash, though, buddy. Yeah, you want to come over a bit? Or, you want to say hi to this chap, Jesse? You're on telly, Jesse. Hey, so I'm Simon. I'm walking from Brisbane to Melbourne. I guess you know the story. Well, you don't know the story. There you go. So I'm dressed as a superhero because it's Captain Australia's Big Walk. So I'm walking from Brisbane to Melbourne. It's for a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. It's also for personal healing because I was broken by cancer myself. That's the deal of it. And you are now on the Facebook page, which is Cap's Big Walk. So if you check it out later, you can see how cool you look on camera. He looks a bit like Tom Cruise, doesn't he, people? Let's have a check again. Yeah, that's Tom Cruise. There you go. So I'm done with my report. I'm going to turn you off and chat. There's somebody else coming across the road to say good day. So I better let it go. I'll update you as I get near CABW. Farewell.